This debate proves that there's nobody is more audacious than a mediocre white supremacist. The Pearl
True.
Davis, who we found out on that debate stage is actually illiterate, has been on social media calling Dr. Martin Luther King a race hustler. Only a mediocre white supremacist like Pearl will think that she's equipped with the credentials to
A
attack
race hustler
Dr.
is
King
crazy.
on Twitter. If Dr. King was a race hustler in the 1960s, then tell me somebody who isn't. If Dr. King didn't have valid points about how black folks were being treated in 1960, tell me somebody who isn't. At this point, man, it would be easier if y'all just admit y'all want black folks back in chains. But it's even more disrespectful when you have somebody who has exhibited they're clearly working with two brain cells criticize MLK, bruh. Now, this debate was about whether or not feminism is hurting society overall. Now,
Right.
Pearl and Anna was debating, but I wouldn't call this a debate. This was Anna just schooling Pearl. Now, the sad part about this, too, is I agree with the things that Pearl was saying from a philosophical position. Pearl was just too dumb to debate or articulate exactly what she was saying. A recurring trend during this debate was Pearl not being able to source exactly where she was getting her studies from,
That's
or her
bad.
providing one particular example and not really having the other for comparative analysis.
Who's interrogating who?
Whoever wants to begin.
Aside from the specific anecdote that you shared, which of course is tragic, can you cite some actual studies that look at these statistics and back up what you say in regard to the outcomes of marriage and divorce in America?
41% of 109 rape cases reported to police in a Midwestern city were admitted to be false by complainants.
In one Midwestern city? And which Midwestern city was that?
You know, you can go from your ivory tower and tell
I'm not in
people
an
what
ivory
to
tower.
think
I'm
and
on
how
this
to
debate
feel.
Changing the
stage
subject.
interrogating your assertions, and you've only provided an anecdote.
Right.
Because
It's
if you
not-
look at the data, which I did, of course, you'll find that women are twice as likely to fall into poverty after divorce.
Right, because they can't stop
Alimony is
spending.
paid out in 10% of divorces. According to the Census Bureau, the average child support payment is $441 a month, and only 60%
Right, but how
of
much are
those
they
payments
making?
get paid out.
How much? You can go through the facts, the data, and the statistics and manipulate them any way that you want.
I'm not in agreement with Anna. I think men should, of course, avoid legal marriage at all costs, especially very wealthy men who have a ton to lose. So that's not the point here.
Right.
Right? I'm not even arguing about who's right. I'm arguing about who is making their point a little better. But Pearl says something in this exchange when Anna brought up stats. Pearl says, you could manipulate the stats to make it say whatever you want to make it say. Oh, Pearl. Oh, Pearl. Is this you, Pearl?
Well, anyways, going back to the stats, the reason that I said that was two reasons. The first is that I interviewed 1,000 people. A good chunk of them were Black women. And I just noticed that they had a propensity more likely than other races to date criminals. It's not really an insult. It's kind of backed up by data because 60% of Black men have been arrested by the age of 25. So, you know, it's not to be rude, but I think it's more common in that community than it is other communities.
When it comes to vilifying black people, all of a sudden, oh, the data, it's data. It's data that black people are criminals. it's data. But when it comes to you getting your boot smoked, well, you can.
I was about to say, she's just saying anything right there. You can there. I'm not even gonna waste my time by looking up data to make it like a race situation, because I'm not a racial person. If you know my background and my actual demographics, it's a waste of time. But on both sides, when it comes to EBT, when it comes to child support, when it comes to criminals, there's a lot of criminals on the white side and there's a lot of criminals on the black side. But we ain't gonna make this a race situation. But you can feel the racism oozing off this girl. She's just a horrible human being.
Manipulate data to say anything you want to. So why did you choose to manipulate your data to make black folks the villains? You see how that works here, Pearl?
I see what you're saying, for
So
that.
then she begins to interrogate Pearl even more. And we begin to find out very shortly that Pearl has no idea, no clue what she's talking about. All Pearl is doing is going to her ChatGPT research bot and just reading off the talking points that ChatGPT wrote. But when it comes to back it up, she has no idea what the stat means, what the stat says,
Oh,
nothing about the
Lord.
stat.
We got
or the
one of
study.
them.
She's simply just regurgitating her talking
Bird
points.
brain.
Now, when it comes to miscellaneous panels on YouTube, she could probably get away with that because nobody on that panel is really equipped. But when you're on a debate stage and you got to back it up, the fluff and the talking points ain't working, bruh. Right? You can't awkward laugh your way out of this. You got to actually be somebody with something to say. Which Pearl
Some
isn't.
substance.
It's not
But
manipulation.
there are
Those are the
1.6
stats.
million. There are 1.6 million men in this country.
There are 1.6 million men in the United States.
What are we doing?
It's not
But
manipulation.
there are
Those are the
1.6
stats.
million. There are 1.6 million men in this country. Men are 9 times more likely to commit after a divorce.
Compared to women, what's the number for women?
It's lower.
Really? What is it? Comparative analysis is real difficult for you, isn't it?
Okay.
Go ahead, Pearl. You guys care
Men
about
do
this?
it.
So do you care about the children or not? Because you're making this about like the
What are you, a
poor
woman? That's an
husband, the
emotional
poor
argument.
ex-husband who doesn't want to pay the child support, doesn't want, to take on any of the responsibilities of having children in the first place. Why is it that you seem to have a problem with men carrying out their responsibilities? But when it comes to
men are dying to care about their responsibilities. Men
Really?
are fighting to be a part of their kids' lives.
what's the empirical data on that?
I don't need data. How many people in here have had a family or a friend fight for their kid and not be able to get it? The reason that this happens, Anna, is because lawyers tell them not to fight because it's so expensive and they won't win.
What is
They
that
won't
based on?
win.
You have to provide, look, Pearl, I am open to be convinced, but I need more than anecdotes. I need more than vibes and feelings. Because we're talking about something serious here. We're talking about raising children. We're talking about the shared responsibility of raising children. That, of course, includes the cost.
90% of disputed custody goes to women. That's not equal.
90%, that's a totally made up statistic. Where are you citing that from?
Now, what Anna's actually saying, I get what she's saying, but she's coming into this unequipped. This is an argument that can be had about, the disparity within, custody within the courts. There's nobody on this earth that's saying male and females, when they go to get custody of their children, is equal. It's not equal. Like, it's nothing equal about it. But she's going in this as a bird brain. Like, she has no facts, no nothing. This is a debate, bro. They have fire in the background. You see this fire? This fire back here. Bro, you don't got no... What? Twin, what we doing, twin? You ain't got nothing for nothing. What you talking about? You making them look bad. What you doing? Come on, Peanut Head.
Whoever put Anna Kasparian and Pearl Davis on the same stage to debate won't see heaven, man. Brother, you got a one-way ticket to hell, man. People like you would not see heaven. Why would you do this to that woman, man? Why would you end that woman racist grift like this, man? How can Pearl go back to Twitter and pretend to be a thought leader and an intellectual with the capabilities to challenge MLK after this performance? Now, while Anna was researching how to conduct a debate, while Anna was researching strategies to win a debate, Pearl was doing research of her own. She was actually studying the animal kingdom. And Pearl figured out that if you just sit still and don't make no noise and be quiet and just stare with a blank expression, that the predator who sees you as a prey would just move on. They will forget about you. So when Anna, the predator, had Pearl, who was a prey, in the headlights, Pearl would freeze up, hoping that Anna would just stop the interrogation and go away. This was not the first time she implemented this strategy. Pearl actually implemented this strategy when she was asked for facts again.
Men and women be equal?
Especially if she's giving you
How can men
children.
and women be equal when one is expected to die for the other?
I don't expect anyone to die for anyone else. I don't know what that even comes
Yeah,
from.
but men are willing to die for you every day. The men in the police force, the men in the military.
What about the women in the police force?
They're 10%, and they cause so
So
many
what?
problems.
Who cares what percentage women make up of the police force?
Yeah,
They're in
but
the
they
police
can't-
force.
they
My
can't-
sister-in-law's a cop, actually.
They can't do the same jobs. There's videos on the
should
internet
see my
everywhere of
sister-in-law.
women getting their guns taken because they're not strong enough.
Are you just making things up?
Yeah.
Pearl, what are you doing? Like, seriously. Next question.
And like the comebacks, like what she's saying, her comebacks are obvious. Like she's just not that smart. She's just not that smart. Like the way she's saying stuff and what her comebacks are is like obvious. Like it's like obvious how you would counter those conversations. Like you're just not smart in a conversation. You're just not smart intellectually. Like what are we, right? I'm just saying, bro. Like what we doing, bro? She's just gonna get quiet.
Do you realize how good you have it in this country?
Absolutely. Best country in the world.
And you get to live the life you live at the expense of men.
No, that's not true.
That is true.
Show me how.
Do you know how many men die every year? There are men that die every year to get you crab.
How many women die every year during childbirth?
Not many.
This country has the highest maternal mortality rate of any developed country, so a lot of women do die as a result of pregnancy and childbirth, yes.
Pearl's just not that smart. So like she could have like after that said like how many men are in the military compared to females. Like I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't believe in anything she's saying. But that would have been a good way to argue it. Like, yo, the military is 95% male and everybody that's on the ground level are all males and they die to defend this country for women to live freely. It's common sense what to say and how to do this, bro. Like, she's just a peanut brain. Bro just ain't got it. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. What are we doing?
This is painful, man. Do you have any other questions for me?
This is the results you have when you are a Nepo baby who's been lied to your entire life. Like, yo, daddy gave you $50,000 to start a YouTube channel that you were able to put into shorts and accelerate like your YouTube growth dramatically because most small creators don't have $50,000 to just blow. Right? So you were able to run this program based on your daddy money, got some fame from it, and you've been told, oh, you're so smart, Pearl. Oh, Pearl, you're so great, Pearl. And then when you're faced without your daddy money, when you're put in a ring where you have to rely on yourself and your brain, you realize quickly.
This looks like a Nepo baby. Let me vibe with you for a minute. I've seen enough. It's your boy Jesky G. Shout out my man, Poetic Flacco, Mr. Late Night himself, where we run the late nights on YouTube. And she does come off like a Nepo baby. Another girl comes off as somebody who actually had to grind for it and get a few things done. But she lost me at the racist comments. And she also lost me with just being that stupid. She's actually very anti-feminist and she's a woman. But, you know, like you have people that hate themselves. You know, she's very for guys. She's very, you know, and don't get me wrong. I'm an alpha male. I get it. I love a woman that loves me, but not these type women. You can keep these type women. She seems like she's a little off in the head and she's not that smart. But I looked her up and she actually has a following of people who actually believe in her rhetoric and believe what she says actually has some credence to it, which is crazy, chat. Like, which is crazy. So drop it in the comments. Like, have y'all heard of this girl? Are y'all following this girl? Because this is insane. And to get on a debate show and be this stupid. This is some of the dumbest stuff I've seen this year. We're in January, so I'm sure it'll get dumber. But so far, you're the dumbest person I've seen this year. All right, so it's your boy Jesky G. If ain't nobody told you they love you, you know I love you. I'm going to drop another banger. It's going to be right here. Click this video right here. I'm going to catch y'all in this next video. I'm out, y'all.